And we're live. I absolutely love when I can press that button to go live. It makes me so excited. Let me push my computer back just a bit. There we go. Hello, everybody. When you can hear me and see me, let me know in the chat. We've been kind of chatting a little bit in the chat. So hello, Karen. Hello, Corey and Krista and Tori. That kind of rhymes, Tori and Corey. How are you guys? Thank you so much for joining me today. I love our little chat we have going. Yay, Krista says, hi Heather, we can see you. Yes, perfect. Like I said, I get so excited to press that go live because I'm so excited to see and talk to you guys. So thank you so much for being here. It is 7:00, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I know normally this is around 4 or 5, so it's actually kind of dark in here. It's getting dark outside. The sun is setting here and it's fall. And so time change is upon us. So it's getting much more dark. Is that a word? Is it darker? Is darker a word? It's getting darker outside. And then it's kind of getting chilly around here. So welcome. I'm so excited that you can all jump on. Hello. Oh, this is so exciting. I was worried that with the time change that you guys were like, oh, I'll catch the replay and I'd be talking to myself. But that's never the case. You guys always show up for me and show up for each other. And that is just so awesome. I love it so much. Oh my goodness. It has been so long. I don't know. When was the last live? September maybe? Or did we? That was supposed to be month 5, right? So maybe August was our last live. Gosh, I know we had a Zoom call in there, so it didn't feel like very far ago. I can't get my words right tonight, guys. But yes, Kristen, it does seem like forever. And I started to get sad. I'm like, I really enjoy this aspect so much. I love our Zoom calls. I love going live and chatting with all of you in real time. And so I get kind of sad that I had all those delays and cancellations and, If you see me looking down here, that is because I'm reading all the wonderful comments that come in so I can respond to them. Don't think I'm just not looking into the camera. Okay, let's see. Corey says, hopefully you had a moment to breathe. Heather, you are so busy. Corey, no, not at all. Gosh, just so much has gone on, and I'm going to share so much in this live. I'm not sure if you saw the title, but it was month 5 and 6 kickoff plus some other things that I wanted to talk to you about. Just to kind of add it in there, I've got a couple of stacks of quilts here, as you can see. We're obviously going to talk about Cozy Cottage, which is why you're all here. But then we're going to talk about some of this stuff. And then over here, you can't see it, is some other things that I just want to show you for a little show and tell. Karen, thank you. Karen says, I love your top. I actually got it on a plus size boutique online called Chic Soul. I usually kind of order a couple new tops every year, and I was looking for something that would match my fabric collection at Market just in case I wanted another option. And so yeah, I tried to make sure it matched the fabric as much as possible. So I also got a pumpkin color too. So that was fun. Let's see. Mono, hello. Karen. Oh, Karen said she loved my top. Tori, Heather, your Instagram post made me order the Sunbonnet box. Tori, where you been at? Yeah, we're and I'll talk about this later because I'm actually going to show you not the contents of the box, but I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. We are currently packing all of those and shipping. So you might have gotten a shipping notification because those are going out in the mail. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you so much for saying I'm so cute. You guys are I love all of you. You're just the best. Okay, so let's see. I have my outline. Okay, before we dive in, I did want to say thank you so much for being so patient with me with all the schedule changes. I know that we've had so many schedule changes this block of the month, and that is not typical. So if you're new, that is not typical. We actually had a couple schedule changes in Flower Stand. That was the first one, and that's because it was the first one. I had no idea what I was doing, and I scheduled the block of the month to literally start the same month the fabric came. The fabric didn't come. It got delayed, so we had to delay. So anyways, I usually don't do that. I try not to. I try to stick to a tight schedule, but with summer, that was crazy. And then I feel like if I miss something, there is absolutely no time to go back on anything. And I'm like, okay, now. But I have a solution, which I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit. Anyway, like I said, things have not slowed down, so it's been a little hectic here. And like I said, I just needed some time with you guys, and I miss this so much. And I just wanted to thank you so much for all of your kind words and emails. It, about the surgery I will be having at the end of October. We'll talk about that a little later. But if you don't know, I am having surgery and things have been crazy here with appointments lately. And so next month has been rescheduled. And I'm like, I'm so sorry to do this to you guys. I just feel absolutely bad that I keep having to changing things. And I don't want to do that because this is what I love. I love getting on here. I love talking to all of you. I love these block of the months. I love all of this. And I don't like when I can't do it. So, oh, Tori, thank you. I'm an apologetic person. I just really, somebody actually said it really well to me at a retreat is they noticed that I'm just a really empathetic person. I know some of you don't like that word, but I really can put myself in, I feel like in other people's shoes so much that I just think about their feelings a lot and how they are going to react to something I did. And so that just kind of makes me more apologetic because I know like how I would feel in certain situations. Anyway, that's not why we're here. But I just care for people so much. And I just care about just all of this. So, and I never want you guys to feel like you're like my last thought or I don't care, I'm on to the next, even though things are like progressing quickly with other things like Sunbonnet fabric has shipped. So I have hundreds of emails coming in from shops and customers and asking questions, which is great. And I love that, but it does take a lot of my time. So, yeah, things are crazy busy, but good. It's good. Okay, like I said, I will have some exciting updates for you that I'll share at the end. So if you have to hop off, just know you can watch the replay. It will be available for you and you can catch all the exciting things I'm going to be talking about and then some not so exciting things. Okay, but let's first go ahead and jump right into our Cozy Cottage block of the month, month 5 and 6, because we missed 5, so it's 5 and 6. And let's get going. So in the chat, let me know, have you finished month 5? Have you started month 6? Month 6 was technically supposed to start last Friday. So I know some of you have started and or are finished. And I know there are a couple of you that have already gone ahead and finished the entire quilt. But let me know how you're doing on the block of the month. How are you doing? Are you on month 4, month 3? I know I've been getting a couple emails of you guys kind of excited that I'm kind of behind with everything because that makes you feel like you're not behind. Corey said 5 is done, 6 is cut. Perfect. Hello, Loretta. Welcome. Tori said she's on month 2. Yeah, but Tori, you also started on Quilt Room, so I will give you a pass. Kristen says, haven't started month 5 with a little sad face. That's okay. Krista said, I'm not sure what block I'm on, but I know I'm almost finished with the Cozy Cottage. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Libby says, I have 4 and 5 cut, I think. And then Kim says, hey, Kim says, starting block 5. I had surgery yesterday, hip replacement. Kim, oh my goodness. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a really, really easy recovery. Oh my goodness. So are you even like not allowed? Kim, are you able to sew with the hip replacement? I'm assuming it probably depends on which side. Kim, I'm so happy you're able to join live as well. Mono, I have finished 1 of the 2 blocks. Lagging on the hand embroidery part. Yeah, me too. Okay, let's see. Karen says on month 4. Okay, so you guys are around month 4, month 5. Some of you month 2. So we're all kind of at a different pace here, and that is perfectly okay. I know that we have a set schedule and we will work on it. Like we are progressing. The schedule progresses each time, whether or not we're finished, right? me whether or not I'm finished. But you can always go back. These are fully evergreen, meaning you can go back to any tutorials, you can go back to these lives, you can always touch base with your patterns in your handy dandy workbook at any time. You don't have to follow the schedule. If it becomes too much or you have other things that are more important, because there are many things more important than this block of the month, as I am learning the hard way, then that's okay too. Like I say, the only thing that won't be available for you is any giveaways. So the monthly giveaways that I do each month, those are the only things that won't be available for you. But if you're signed up for those communication emails, you're already in the entry or the running to win a monthly giveaway, even if you're not actually working on the block of the month. So that should just make it put you a little at ease, right? I know it does me. Perfect. Well, I'm glad you guys are still chugging along. Like I said, I know summer was busy for a lot of you, including me. So you're probably now getting into the swing of fall. And then here comes Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that's just a whirlwind, right? So it's going to be fine. We will all pull each other to the finish line, maybe or maybe not before the deadline, but we will all get there someday. Okay, let's see. I wanted to show you really quick. So I don't have any of my blocks done, but I did not want that to stop me from coming on here and chatting with you guys. But I've already made this quilt once, so I can show that. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I wanted to show you where our month 5 blocks are in the quilt and kind of show you what you're working on, or you might be on month 6. So month 5 is block 11. Let's see, is it right? Yes. Okay. So, man, I haven't opened up this quilt in a long time. I actually was worried that I packed it away. That was a wink, wink, unless you didn't see that. Okay, so just giving you a little Easter egg of what it's to come. So this is block 11 right here. Chris is laughing at me. She got it. Krista got it. Okay, so this is block 11. This is in the top part of the door. You've got an adorable little planter box, 2 flowers, your curtains, with this adorable window pane. That's the top here. And then I believe the next one is block 12. That's the bottom of the door. And this is actually where the most hand embroidery, there's 2 places where there's hand embroidery. This is the first place. And you have that welcome. Nope, it doesn't say welcome. Home sweet home. Home sweet home. I'm going to film a tutorial on this. So if you are waiting for this, I do apologize. I will get it out and done for you. Okay, so those are month 5. I believe that's all we had. Just the door, yeah. So those should go together pretty quickly, especially this door, because you really only have just this sign. If you have the pre-printed panel, you're just cutting that out, and then you're just framing it and then making your cute little doorknob right there. That's all you do. So that one I feel like goes together pretty quickly. And then for month 6, we actually have 4 blocks. So what we're doing is kind of making all of the pieces around what we've already done. So this one is block 14. You've got your little lantern and your mailbox. This is where the second hand embroidery comes in. It just says mail. I think that was the only 2 places, but correct me if I am wrong. Corey says, I admit it, I machine embroidered mine. Hey, whatever works. Whatever works. That's awesome. And then Kim said she might work on the hand embroidery later. I know I asked Kim a question. Oh, Kim said right side in a lot of pain. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Kim. I hope that you can relieve that pain soon. I'm going to be right there with you soon. Okay, and let's see. Block 15 is just the repeating. There's 2 of the same lantern, and then this has nothing. So this is just a piece of fabric. So that's pretty simple. And then those are pretty easy. I think you guys are going to love that. And then we have to make the adorable little birdie right here. The little birdie with the little eggs up on top of the door frame. So that is block 15. So it was 13, 14, and then block 16. So block 16 And Corey, I know I owe you an M. I'm still going to get you an M here. So you're spelling out the word cottage, making these two little flowers here and there, and then the vine right here. So that's what we are making for month 5 and 6. Kim, I agree. The adorable little birdie. There are 3 birds in this quilt. I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see better where everything is, even though you already know where everything is. Here we go. I need a ladder. It's too big. Anyway, isn't it just so pretty? So pretty. I love it so much. Okay. So we talked about the month 5 and 6. Don't forget your workbook. You should have a bingo card in there. Don't forget to work on those bingos, because at the end for the final celebration, we do have some giveaways for those of you that get some bingos. You don't have to have a whole blackout. Remember, you can get 1 bingo, 2 bingos. I think you can get a total of 12, and that is a blackout, or 11. And then let's see. So, and then don't forget to mark off your bloom tracker, your progress tracker, just to stay on track. I'm loving the workbook. It's been so fun. I think that was all about the workbook. Still to come, and Karen said it best. So in my email last time, I can't remember, I think I sent it out a week ago when I was telling you about the reschedule. I said things that I owe you. And she was like, you don't owe us anything, Heather. I'm like, I know. I used a very, my choice of wordings was not good. What I mean is still to come. Still things that I'm going to do are the month 4 tutorials, month 5 tutorials, month 6 tutorials, and the hand embroidery tutorial. And your month 6 bonus pattern. I had designed one previously. I didn't love it. I didn't think it kind of fit. I was like, this isn't like what I want to put out there for you guys. So I actually am redesigning it and going to be releasing that to you soon. So it's not there yet, but when it is in the main hub, I will let you know. So still to come. Not technically things I don't owe you. I'm sorry, Karen. I didn't mean to use I owe you anything, but what I mean is still to come. I want you to know that they are on my radar, and I will still be working on them for you. Okay, so something I also want to mention really quick while we're talking about the Cozy Cottage is block 16. So block 16, which is the cottage and the vines and the flowers. So you might notice on page 9, and I wrote this in the email, page 9 and page 11, I have pictures of my blocks that I made when I first made the Cozy Cottage quilt. You're going to notice a white piece of fabric on the bottom in my pictures, and they're not in your instructions. And that is because when I made the quilt, I put that on there and then realized it probably should have been with a different block, which you'll see, I believe in the future, when you're putting it together, it goes above the big window. And so don't freak out if you see that. There is no missing instruction for that piece. I just decided to add it at a later block. And also the vine that you see kind of going down next to the word cottage, I didn't originally put that in my block. I kind of had it separate, so you won't see that there. So they're not pattern corrections per se. I guess I could have written a little note in the pattern that was a change, but the pattern corrections are just fine. I just wanted you to know, just in case you were like, whoa, something's weird. It's not weird. It's just when I design these quilts, I'm working off a piece of paper and not technically a pattern at that moment. And so I'm doing things that I think I need to do. And then I realize, I probably should put that there. So when I do write the pattern instructions, that's when I make that correction. So if you see that, just letting you know that. Okay. And then I want to share our wonderful giveaway winners for month 5. So we have Linda T, Karen, Kate M, and Elena. Those winners were notified around noon, I believe. And so if you're a winner, I also put that in the email. You should see an email from me. I didn't have last name for Karen or for Elena, so I can't share the first initial. But congratulations to our winners. I also have 2 social share winners. And as a reminder, the giveaway winners, it's just if you are signed up for the Block of the Month emails, then I randomly select winners each month. And then social share winners are those of you that have made the block and you're sharing it from that month. So we have Reba Quilts on Instagram. Congratulations, Reba. And then we have Ozarks Mutton Hollow on Facebook. And Reba, if you look at Reba's, her fabrics are completely different. I believe they're in Adita Sitar's fabrics. I can't remember if that's it. So Ozarks Mutton Hollow on Facebook. I apologize. I don't have your name. I just really pulled off of what I saw from the hashtag. So as a reminder, share your blocks. Share your blocks on social media using hashtag Cozy Cottage BOM, and then also tag me at My So Quilty Life so I can see them as well. Okay, I think a couple are asking some questions. Krista, I don't, but I think that may be one of Heather's new pantos. Oh, let me look. I'm trying to see Christian. I can't keep up with the chat to see. Kristen, are you talking about the pantograph that is on my Cozy Cottage quilt? That is not my pantograph. This is like Baptist Fan Hearts pantograph. Gina quilted this for me, Gina Tell of Thread Graffiti. But if that's what you're talking about, this little Baptist fan with a heart, this is not mine, not my pantograph. Okay, I think I answered Kristen's questions. All right. So wow, we are moving along. Kind of stinks I don't have my blocks to show you. I wish I did. Okay, so we do have some schedule updates. And you already know these from the email I sent out. So, like I said, I am having surgery on Tuesday, October 28th. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel. The original month 7 kickoff was supposed to be on November 7th. That's like a week after my surgery. And I don't know how I'm going to feel. So I went ahead and moved it to Friday, November 14th. So in your workbook, or if you have a calendar, go ahead and it's for the whole kickoff, not just the live, the entire kickoff. So the email where I share the winners and the blocks we're working on, that will happen on November 14th. I will confirm the live time as we get closer and then let you know. And then I don't anticipate any other changes for the rest of the schedule, but with some news that I'm going to share in just a little bit, that could change, but I'm going to try really hard not to change the schedule. I think the only thing that will really change is where I'm doing my lives. Okay, so can you believe that we only have 2 more months left? We have month 7 and month 8, and then our final celebration. Just 2 more months, obviously, after we finish month 6. And I think I'm going to see what blocks do we have left? I know we have the whole roof system, which is going to be fun. So for month 7, we have block 16. That's just the birdie in the top window of the attic. And then let's see. Oh, we got block 18. There's 2 of them. Those are little tulips that are on the attic part. So that's all you do for month 7. Oh, yeah. And month 8 is finishing. Yeah, so there's no more blocks for month 8. This is what month 8 looks like. So you're just putting together the roof system and those cute little scallops and then kind of putting everything together. So, oh my goodness. So next month you'll be finished with your blocks and then we will be putting the finishing together. That's so exciting. Oh my goodness. So exciting. Are you guys so excited? I don't hear you. Are you excited? I'm so excited. I threw my book on the floor. Okay. So let's move on. Oh, and I just wanted to tell you, month 7 is November 14th. Month 8 is December 12th. And the final celebration is January 2nd. which is right after the new year. It's going to be crazy. Okay, you guys are saying you're so excited. I know. Some of you are like, can we just get this over already? Well, some of you are like, no, I don't want it to end. I get it. I'm both. Like, I love doing these and I love when they're finished, but then I'm like mixed. I'm like, I love doing it. It's so much fun. But then I'm like, I'm ready to move on because we're still doing cozy or cottage charm fabric. I'm already on Pastel Prairie and then my next fabric collection and then my next ones. And so it's like almost like I'm going backwards, if that makes sense. So it's like I'm constantly going forward and then I go backwards and then I go forward. It's just like, so I keep getting mixed up with everything. I'm getting a ton of questions about quilt room, even more questions about garden cart. And I'm like, wait, which one is that? And I'm just losing my mind. Krista, Heather, are you going to be doing the cuddle fabric? So not that I know of, but wouldn't my soft and sweet color palette work so well for the cuddle fabric? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've probably heard of Shannon Fabrics. They do almost like a minky. Well, Moda has teamed up with them and they're doing like a, like almost like a little bit thinner of what you would think about minky being and calling it cuddle. And they have put prints from Camille, Vanessa from Lella Boutique, Stacy, and Deb Strain. They've printed it on the cuddle fabric. So it's soft and sweet and it's printed. So I think Nantucket Summer, Berry and Pine was printed and it is so cute. They haven't told me yet, but let's manifest it into the world. Some people came up to me at Quilt Market and were like, are you going to be doing that? I'm like, well, I'm not the one that gets to decide that. But they were like, oh, it'd be perfect, especially for baby quilts. And I'm like, I know, wouldn't it be? Okay, well, that was the portion of our cozy cottage. Not as much this time, but in the chat, let me know if you have any questions regarding cozy cottage. It can be anything and I will get that answered for you. Kim said double minky. Yes. See, I don't know much about it. It's a new to me product because I've only used the original minky like one time. Just because it wasn't as wide enough. I use it on a baby quilt. Probably 5 years ago. And so this was the first time I was seeing the cuddle stuff recently with just solids and then now with the printed. So I've not used it. I did see it and touch it and feel it at Quilt Market and it was so soft. It's so sweet and I love it. But we'll have to see if I can put it on a back. I know that it's thin enough that you can make quilt blocks out of it because one of the demo stations at Quilt Market, they were making churn dashes and star blocks with it. So, yeah, I'll have to get some and see and play with it. So, but yeah, if you have any questions for me, put them in the chat. I am looking. And then if not, I am going to move on to the other things. I'm actually going to be talking about Quilt Market on here because I have so much to share from Quilt Market. It was so fun. Okay. I'll come back if I see any questions. Okay, so I wanted to talk first about Sunbonnet fabric updates. Woo! So Sunbonnet fabric is officially in quilt shops. I'm sure all of you have it by now. And if you don't, what are you doing? You got to get it. But Sunbonnet, the long-awaited Sunbonnet since what, February is when I showed it, I think. Did I show it in February? Yes, February. Seems so long ago. It's finally in shops. All the pre-cut should be in. All the yardage should be in. The patterns, all of it should be in. So if you haven't gotten it yet, you really should. This has been probably one of my best collections as far as like the buzz around it and people trying to get their hands on it and trying to get it and make sure they get it, right? And which I'm happy. I'm so happy about it. But, you know, the shop ordering period is only so long. And so if a shop doesn't order it or order enough of it, it's going to sell out quick. So, which I'm sure it will sell out quick. I know Flower Girl sold out super quick, and I get emails weekly about where can I get it, and I'm like, I'm sorry. So, if you love Sunbonnet and don't have it, or even if you did buy it but you're like, oh, I might want a backing, or I might want a border or something for a future project, make sure you get it from your favorite quilt shop. Don't let it go on and go home with somebody else, and then you're gonna wish you would have got it. Okay, let's see. Okay, with that said, the quilt room block of the month, because this is a lot of questions I'm getting. This is one of the first times where I feel like the fabric has shipped months before the block of the month is starting. Partly because I needed to finish up with Cozy Cottage first, so I'm not having to do the support of 2 block of the months. We're already seeing how that's going with 1 with Cozy Cottage. So I did push it back, and I wanted to make sure also that quilt shops had enough time to get kits ready and just everybody had enough time to get prepped and ready. And so the official start date of the quilt room block of the month is January 14th. Now that is a Wednesday, if you haven't noticed, because that's still months away. I did it on a Wednesday because I believe that Friday I'm going to Pigeon Forge to teach a 2-weekend back-to-back quilt trunk show class retreat. And I won't be here on the 16th. So I made sure that I put it on the 14th. That's when we're going to get it all kicked off. A couple questions I keep getting are the dog pattern. When's that going to be available? Can I have the cut sheet sooner? I don't have the bandwidth to handle any of getting that ready right now. I have it scheduled that about a week or 2 before the block of the month starts, I will load all that into the main hub, partly because again, if I release a lot for the next block of the month, I'm going to have lots of questions, lots of emails that I personally cannot handle at this time, talking about a future block of the month when I'm still trying to handle this one. And that's what I call the support. So like the customer service support for 2 block of the months would be insane. And so I am sorry, but those things will not be available till the beginning of the year. Those have been questions that I keep getting, but I am sorry, but you're going to enjoy it when it comes. But yes, it's going to be set up just like all of the other block of the months. We're going to put together a workbook. We're going to have all the things. I actually have new things to add this year, which is exciting. So just be excited for that. That will start on January 14th. And like I said, I will have, all the contents in the main hub. And if you are participating, you should have your patterns and or kit. And if you don't, be sure to get one so that you're ready to go. There is a welcome insert with a QR code and a password this time. I'm putting passwords on all my main hubs from here on out. There isn't one on the Cozy Cottage because I didn't want to have to tell you guys, oh, I think we need to put a password and you guys have to figure out, getting it and all that. It just creates a lot of headache for you guys. So I'm starting with a password on Quilt Room. So there is the password, a QR code. When you go into the main hub, there is a place for you to sign up for the emails, which you guys already know how to do all of that. If you've been with me in a block of the month before, it's similar. And so when that stuff is populated in the main hub, you will get an email that it's ready for you. So just be prepared. Also, my Quilt Room quilt kits have shipped. You should have received those by now. And if you haven't, I know, Karen, we are working to figure out what is going on with yours. My husband was helping me while I was away. He actually helps me all the time. But so you might have been in correspondence with him recently if you emailed me. So he's been helping me, and we are going to make sure all the kits are good. And then we are also now shipping goodie boxes. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited for this one. If you don't know, I guess they're not called goodie boxes anymore. I changed the name to be called Signature Quilty Box because I felt like goodie box, there was another box that came on the scene that named theirs that, and I just wanted to make sure that I stayed different enough. Yeah, you guys are so excited. Me too. I wanted to show you the box, but not the contents of the box. At least I hope not. So I don't give anybody give any kind of teasers and make anybody upset. But the Quilty boxes are starting to ship. You may have seen a shipping confirmation come in. We were just printing shipping labels right before I hopped on this call. And we're just sorting them to make sure there weren't any duplicates. In the past, we've had some very bad issues with duplicates. Not sure why, but we're just making sure that we don't accidentally send you multiple, even though I'm sure you would love that, right? So I wanted to show you the goodie box. This thing is much larger than the previous goodie boxes. And it's got some good stuff in here. So this has been a lot of fun to design and curate everything in here minus one item. I usually do one item that I buy that's not my item, but it goes with the project in the box. But everything else I personally designed, supplied, manufactured, all that stuff. So this is a really, really, really good box. But I just wanted to show you really quick the difference in sizes. So this was the Dainty Meadow quilt box. So look. Much bigger. I'm not sure if that, yep. So there's some really, really great stuff in here. Okay, so I'm not going to give any spoilers away because I don't want anybody to be upset. But oh my gosh, I love every single thing in here. But I wanted to see if I can open it up and kind of, I'll do this. Look at the tissue paper. Look how pretty. It's one of my designs. I always design a cute tissue paper for the boxes. This is one of the designs on my fabric, that lattice print. But you guys, this is so good. So we are currently shipping all of the boxes, and there are a handful left. Now, I haven't counted how many are left. I know that I posted a post on my Instagram about maybe an hour or two ago letting you know that they are shipping and there are a couple left, and a couple orders have been coming in. So I have no idea how many are left, but I have to show you something. This says, created special just for you. How cute is that? And this time I did not put like goodie box or anything on the front. So this just says Sunbonnet by Heather Briggs of My So Quilty Life. This is the main floral print on cream background. And then I did that blue gingham on the side. So if you wanted to display this, or you want to put other items, maybe scraps or other things that you have from the Sunbonnet collection, and display this box because it is super cute. This actually gets shipped to you inside of a box. So this box should not get damaged or scuffed up from the post office. I don't like that. I want the box to say super pretty, so I always put it in another box. But this is our Sunbonnet Quilty, not goodie box. See, I'm going to say goodie box, but it's our Quilty box. It comes with a project, the fabric, not all the fabric. You do have to buy any extra fabric like your background fabric or your binding or your backing. And there is a finishing kit that will go live soon. And then there's some beautiful notions and other products that go with the Sunbonnet line that nobody has yet, and nobody can get yet except for you in the box. And the best thing is this box is worth $92, I want to say. Oh, the box value is $97.68 with a total savings for you of over $40. So good, so good. Okay, enough about that because I'm nervous. I'm going to show all the goodies inside. But if you want one, head over to my site. If you want to wait until people start sharing theirs, I can't guarantee there's going to be any left, but that's always an option as well. So that's all about that. Now, Quilt Market. I wanted to talk all about Quilt Market. So from the Thursday of, I think the 3rd or the 4th, Quilt Market was from like the 4th through the 6th of October. And I was there for about 5 days in Houston. Quilt Market is for industry professionals only, quilt shops, designers, pattern designers, not open to the public. That's Quilt Festival. So I usually go with Moda, and I set up a booth. So I was showing Pastel Prairie, which is the line that you cannot hardly see over there. You've seen it online. So I was showing Pastel Prairie, and you can see my booth set up on my social media. You have to see it. It is so stinking cute. And I did it a little bit differently this time because each time I like find things that I like and don't like about the previous year booth that I set up. And so I feel like I'm getting so much better. But I flew in on Thursday into Houston at night. I usually come a day early so that I'm there and I don't like have to stress the day of setup, which is Friday. And so I set up all day Friday. It probably took about 4 or 5 hours because you kind of like have all your stuff. And Moda provides you with some fun props like quilt ladders, crates, and all of that. And so they put it all in your booth and assign you where you're going to be. And so when you show up, you're like, you got a blank slate and you've got all of these props everywhere. And I guess I requested like thousands of props because it looked like a catch-all, like for everything in my booth. And I asked Allison, she works with Moda. I was like, why are all these in here? Did I really request all these? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, I don't remember requesting half of this, but I was very thankful for it because some things I didn't think of asking for, like a table. I never asked for a table because I feel like I don't want to sit behind a table. I want to be out so I'm approachable and not behind a table. And because I also like to move around and talk with my hands, and a table would just get in the way. And so normally I don't ask for one, but there was one in my booth. So that was great. And I actually was able to use it to prop up one of my kit quilts and then some other things. So that was so nice. But you'll have to check out how sweet my booth was. It was so stinking cute. I had the garden cart, which I'm going to show in just a bit, on the back wall and all the other quilts kind of draping around it. The theme that Moda picked was Best in Sew. So before my time, I guess at Quilt Market, they used to give awards for the best booth, and they no longer do that anymore. But because it was the 50th year anniversary for Moda, like the big show and everything, they thought it would be so fun to do Best in Sew. And so what they did is, you probably saw like Moda's posts. If you don't follow Moda, you definitely have to. They post some awesome things. But they had ribbons everywhere. Everywhere were ribbons. That was like the theme. And then on the outside of the designer area, they had printed like pictures from the past 50 years on these walls. And I was on it, my husband was on it, my son, so many people's spouses, just over the years of coming to Quilt Market or anything at Moda. And it was all black and white. And it was just so cool to kind of reminisce and kind of look at, how people looked like 25 years ago and everything, and where the fashion was and where just everything where it was at. And so that was so cool. So you can see that kind of footage on Moda, but they gave each designer a Best in Sew, and I need to kind of like iron it. They gave everybody a Best in Sew that was at the show a ribbon, and it's really cool. It says Moda Best in Sew since 2023, and everybody got a ribbon with the date that they had their first collection launch. So look how cute. So somebody at Moda made this for me out of my Pastel Prairie fabric, and then that's one of my Cottage Charm little labels. And then to Heather, Love Moda 2025. So on Friday night, they had snuck in like little elves, and they pin ribbons in everybody's booth. So I'm sure if you follow the other designers, you can see their ribbon as well. So this was so sweet. I just love this so much. So cute. So that was a fun surprise. And then another really fun thing was we got to design some really cute patches and to give out to shops or whoever came in our booth, and then also exchange them with the other designers. So mine said, give me all the pretty quilts. And I did the Ohio star to kind of go with my Ohio bound quilt. But look at that. So I'm actually going to be producing these on my own. I am going to be lightening up the colors because they were a little dark for my liking to match my fabrics. But I am going to be releasing these in my shop in a couple months. Aren't those cute? There's iron-on patches. And something fun is, all the designers would come around with their patches and be like, oh, do you have a patch? Can I have your patch? So I've got tons of everybody's patches. I've got this one that says Life is Better with a Quilt. This is from Sweetwater. So fun. I won't show all of them, but it's a Quilting Life. You guys all know who that is. Sherry from A Quilting Life. Oh, and Camille was my booth mate. So Camille Raz Kelly of Thimble Blossoms. She was showing her line, A Cat Named Stitched. And oh my goodness, the whole weekend I got to just look at it and just drool because it was so stinking cute. But this was hers, Cats and Quilts. So sweet. Anyway, so these are all the fun patches that I got from other designers that were there. And then Moda gave us all best in sew. So that was so fun. I really enjoy Quilt Market because I love getting to see my Moda family. I love getting connect with quilt shops that I know or that I'm meeting for the first time. It's so fun, and hug on all my friends that are designers that come through. And I wanted to show really quick a shout out to two of my friends. Carolina Moore just had a fun layer cake, 10-inch square quilt block book release. So you'll have to check this out, Carolina Moore. I flipped through this and I thought it was great. And she even signed it for me. She said, make all the quilts. P.S. Always stay up till 2 a.m. with friends. So a funny backstory, motivation in June in Dallas, Texas. It was a big retreat for quilt shop owners. I was teaching there. I met Carolina Moore. I had knew of her previously, but I had met her and we stayed up. She lied. She said 2 a.m. She's making it look good. We stayed up till almost 5 a.m. the day I was flying out at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't do that often, but when you're having such great conversation with somebody you just met or somebody you kind of look up to in the industry and you just want to pick their brain and you want to know all the things and get to know them, you stay out till 5 a.m. Okay, so check out this book. It's a really great book if you're looking for a fun 10-inch square book. And then also, my friend from Kansas City, Amy Barrickman, you probably all know who she is. She has this new book called Love You to Pieces, A Gift of Friendship. And this book is so sweet. It's a ton of vintage, that's my bookmark. It's a ton of vintage like animals and different things. And she just has some really cute, it's like a picture book. She just has a really cute little one-line words. And they're just so cute. Like this one says, you are that friend to me. And it's I believe that's Raggedy Ann and Andy, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a version of them. But this book was super cute. So if you're looking for a fun little picture flip through with some encouraging words, this is so stinking cute. I just love this one so much. Okay, so I think that's all. Oh, and then the funny thing is, I make so many quilts that sometimes I just don't have time to finish them. So one of my quilts got the most ever compliments, or everybody wanted to know what that quilt was or where it was from, even in some of my pictures that I posted on social media. So here is one of the quilts that I was like, oh, I don't have time to do this, so I'll just make the quilt top smaller and then move on and then put it in the back of my booth so nobody will have to see it, but it'll look cute there. This quilt got so much attention, which is hilarious. So one of the ones that I was like, nobody's going to care about this quilt. It's my first foundation paper piecing quilt, and it's called Crazy Petals. And I'm not sure if it's coming, like you can see it well, but it's a crazy quilt, and you can either make it fully crazy and not planned. This is planned. So really it has like a petal or almost like a pinwheel, and you see that with the low volumes here. Well, I didn't finish it, so I just made it this size, and I was like, it'll be fine. But everybody wanted to know what it was. And I'm like, the one quilt that I'm like, nobody's going to want to see this. Everybody wanted to see it. So I'm totally kicking myself. I wish I would have made it bigger. I wish I would have finished it, and I wish I would have highlighted it in my booth more. But I'm excited to say I will finish it. I'm trying to think, here. This is what it's supposed to look like if you want to do it plan, and then there's some applique flower centers that you do or don't have to put on it, but this is what it's supposed to look like. And I'm so excited because it is my first foundation paper piecing pattern, and when I was making it, I loved making these blocks. They went together so quick. So I am also excited to say I'm going to have a foundation paper pad for this pattern. The pattern will have the printables that you can print on your own foundation pad, you know what I mean? And so, but I am going to do a pad after all the buzz that I got at Quilt Market, and everybody's like, well, you have a foundation pad. I'm like, sure, I'll make one. So I will have one, but I just had to show this. Also, all of the pastel prairie patterns should be available by the end of next week. Not the tote bag and not the apron kitchen accessories, but all the quilts will be ready by then. And with that, guess what? My So Quilty Life turned 5. We are 5 years old, 5 years in business, 5 years of creating adorable quilt patterns and fabrics and all the fun things. So we are officially 5 years old. We turned 5. We claim October 1st as our official start date. So we are officially 5. Now, because we were in Quilt Market and then I was in Florida, I didn't share that yet. I was in Florida last weekend. We had delayed a big sale anniversary thing that we were going to be doing. So we wanted to make sure also that the pastel prairie patterns could be available during that sale. So I haven't got all of the details fully worked out yet, but we're going to have a huge sale on patterns and products and all the things to kick off our 5 years in business. Thank you, everybody, for saying happy anniversary. It is crazy to think that 5 years ago, I was sitting there like, this could be fun. What was I thinking? I'm just kidding. I absolutely love it. But I can't believe it's been 5 years. And so when I look back, I mean, we've done so much in such a short period. I really want to I would love to release a video, but that's probably not going to happen. But I think I want to write a blog post of like the past 5 years, like the first pattern we released, the first magazine we were ever in, you know, us getting picked up or me getting picked up as a fabric designer, our products that we released. I think that could be so cool to kind of put it all in one blog post just to see how far we've come. I mean, there's been so many ups and so many downs and so many things that we're like, what did we do? Why did we do that? Or, oh my gosh, that was so good. And just trial and error. And we're going to continue to do that for the next 5 years and more. But something I wanted to share, and this was like the exciting part, was I've been keeping a little secret from you. We are moving. We are moving. Well, we have to sell our house first, but our house is currently on the market and we are moving so that we can go to the next phase for the next 5 years of my So Quilty Life. And so we are currently under contract on a almost 8-acre property with a fun little new farmhouse. And as long as everything goes through, we are going to be building me a really big studio so that we can hire more employees to work with us, hire a team under me to help with all the things that I do. And so, Kim, no, it is actually in South Carolina. We are just moving about 15 minutes away, more to the country, in a really cute small town called Pendleton, South Carolina, or Pendleton is how a lot of locals like to call it. And so we're staying close because we absolutely love this area. And our son is now going to Pendleton High School. We actually moved schools for other reasons and then decided, we should probably try this. So you probably all remember a couple months ago, we moved my son downstairs in order to take over his very large bedroom upstairs. We tried that because we were looking at building a few months ago a brand new studio on a different plot of land, and that we were like, we're just not ready for that. But after like trying to make everything work here, it's not working. As much as I love this house, I genuinely love this house. I love my studio. I love the vaulted ceilings. I love all of this, but it's okay because none of this can help me get to the next level and get to the next 5 years. I need help. I need people to help me. I need employees. I just need help to get to the next level. And I realize I cannot do all of that myself. And right now we do have 2 part-time employees. They are our good friends, but I would love to be able to hire people that I don't know yet. And people that I don't know yet, I don't really want them in my house. That's kind of weird for them as well for me. So we are looking at plans, and the architect in me has already been designing the next phase. I'm calling it phase 2 because phase 3, we will hopefully be opening up a retreat center on that same land. I know Krista asked for a retreat, but we love the community that we have built here at My So Quilty Life, and we want to expand that and have a place where you guys can all come if you want. And where we can just be together and just a really fun place that you can call home and that we can have community together. And we are so excited, but we have to sell our house first. So to kind of back up to also another reason besides my surgery and summer and everything, we've been having showings, so we've been having to clean the house and get out of the house. We've had to put our house on the market, which means we had to purge everything. So for the past 3 weeks, I've had no time to work, which is also another reason why I'm so behind on emails and everything for this block of the month. And so I don't like that. It feels like an excuse, but I know what the future of My So Quilty Life holds and what we can create together for it. And so I'm like, okay, I just got to get through this very hard season of life so that we can do more. And that's another reason where I'll talk really quick, because I'm sure some of you are like, what's going on with your health and all that. So for the past 11 years, I have had a very rare condition for my age. And I'm finally able and ready to take care of it. And part of that, so I'm getting a full total hysterectomy. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, that's nothing. But I have been dealing with something called complex hyperplasia for 11 years. And I won't get into all the nitty gritty details because it can kind of be disgusting. But I'm like, you know what? We're done having children. We can't have any more children. I don't know if you know, but my husband had testicular cancer. He's had cancer 3 times since we've been married for 16 years. So all the hopes and dreams of becoming pregnant again, that would never happen. And because of my age in the past, they didn't want to operate on me. And so, or to do what is needed to clear up this condition. And so just looking forward at the future of, I'm running this big business ship thing, I've got to be healthy. And so I'm like, you know what, let's do it. And I finally found a provider that was like, why are you dealing with this? You need to get this taken care of. I'm like, thank you. You're the first person to tell me that. So I'm finally getting it taken care of. So yes, I know a ton of you are like, oh, you're going to feel so much better. I'm excited. My quality of life has been a little for the past 11 years that I've been having to deal with this. And having to have biopsies every 3 months and DNCs and all these crazy things, which all of you probably don't care about. But I'm really excited. And so we just have to get through that first and then close on our house. And then I'm hoping by early spring, we will be building the new studio. And so, yes, Karen, I kind of keep to myself all of these crazy things that I go through because they're not exciting and they're not fun and happy. And I don't want to talk about them and think about them. So I just kind of put them back in their little box so I could be happy. But yeah, so yes, keep me in your prayers, keep me in your thoughts. I'm hoping for a quick recovery, but I know I can't do a lot for a while. At least that's what the doctor's saying. But between that and then the whole house move, that is why everything is going crazy. But it sounds like you guys are super excited for this news. How awesome would that be to have a retreat and a huge studio that I can have a real filming studio, have a real office, have a real place for things and not be in my home. I think that's what this business is ready for. And so nervously but excitedly, we are so excited. So I'm so excited to share that news with you. And last but not least, hold on, let me look here. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Wouldn't a retreat sound great? Now that's phase 3. So I've got to get through phase 2 and then start planning that. And just making sure that like we like the land, we like the area. How do you guys eat when you're at the retreat? Do you stay? Do you like, there's a whole nother like thing to think about a retreat. But that's why I'm trying to attend as many retreats as possible so that I can like get an idea of all the different ways that this can happen. So anyway, yes. So I'm just so excited. Let's manifest that into the world that needs to happen because I would love for that to happen. You guys know how amazing a retreat with me would be. You would get showered with all the things. All the things. Okay, so first I wanted to kind of do a grand debut of the next block of the month that starts in June of 2026. So this is with my Pastel Prairie line. This is Garden Cart. It's hard to see in this lighting, but this is Garden Cart. How stinking cute is this quilt? I'm just going to hold it here for just a second so you can just see all the details. If you loved Flower Stand, this one is similar. The blocks are completely different, but it is similar. If you loved Flower Stand, you are going to love making this quilt. So let me just talk through it with you. Let's start here. So we've got birdhouses. This is all like garden themed. So I kind of imagined like being in the prairie and like a fun cart would come by and you could pick up all the garden things you need. That's kind of where my mind went. So on the side, you have these cute little bucket hats. You've got flowers, markers, and this isn't gonna be a good representation. I need to get this photographed so you can see it. But we've got, I don't know which way. It's so light and this lighting is not bad. We've got seeds and pots. And how adorable are those wagon wheels? Stinking cute. We've got welcome to the garden cart. Oh, Tori, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, you are so sweet. I really appreciate that. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, and then we've got garden tools. So you've got your shovels and your rake. And it's not showing up because this stripe isn't showing up in this lighting, but you've got your little water gauges down there and your little tools. Let's see. And nope, this way. You've got more flowers. You've got a garden flag, some canisters, some watering cans, and a hose. And then there's 2 wheels at the bottom. And then some flowers. And then we're spelling the word garden for garden cart. And it has this cute roof with this little scalloped edge right here. And then this is the backing. So I actually do have a couple of kits left in my shop for this, or if you visit mysoquiltylife.com, go under the fabric tab, you'll see garden cart BOM. And I already have some shops going up that have kits as well. So you'll have to check it out. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. Quilt Room has 1 or 2 flowers in it. And so I was missing the flowers, so I needed more of that. So, and I'm starting to plan the next block of the month with the next fabric collection that releases in February. Oh my gosh, I had like a hair coming in my mouth. Okay, so I hope you'll join with this one. I know we're doing a lot. We do like back to back to back, but until you guys tell me that you're done with these quilts, you're over them, and you don't want to see another one of these quilts, I'm going to keep doing them. And one thing I wanted to show you is I finally got back. I told Gina these were not a rush. I don't need them right away, but I wanted to show you my finished flower shop quilt. Krista, thank you. Thank you. Libby said, please hint. I can't tell you what it is. I'm actually in between 2 things, so I can't tell you because one of the things that I want to do with that collection, it actually might work better for the collection I'm turning in on November 1st. So I didn't want to do 2. They wouldn't be the same, but I didn't want to do 2 of the similar things kind of back to back. because we've got some exciting things that I can't share with you yet. So I wanted to show you my version of Flower Shop that I made during the block of the month. You might remember me making it in Callie & Co. and some Sherry and Chelsea fabric, but this is how it turned out. Look how cute this is. So that is the top. It's so big, I can't even show it all in one. And then let me show you the bottom. So let's see. I don't know what you can see. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, now it's a dress. Okay, so there we go. That's the bottom right there. Super stinking cute. I did an all over flower pantograph. Isn't that cute? And Gina quilted this one for me. I cannot wait to get the binding on. All I can think about for like the future of my So Quilty life is how much wall space I need to hang all of these quilts. So this was a lot of fun. So I got that back. So now I just need to put the binding on. And that's why I like making the block of the month quilt again in different fabric, because you just see it in such a different light. And that is so cool. So this was Flower Shop. That was the second block of the month. And then I believe my last little show and tell, let me look. I just have to make sure. Yes. The last quilt I wanted to show you, it doesn't go with any block of the month, but it came back with the Flower Shop quilt. So I was like, oh, you guys have to see this. So in the spring, I did a fun quilt along called Spring at Granny's. Right? Yes, Spring at Granny's. And what it is a granny square block with a fun spring themed block in it. So I want to hold this up really quick because I got this back from Gina as well. Let me see. Ugh. Can you see it? I'm trying to stand on my tippy toes. But this quilt, I just love this quilt so much. So I used Tilda Fabrics, her chambray and her Creating Memories spring, I believe. So you've got a birdhouse, some tulips, butterfly. Isn't it so cute? And so you could totally just make the entire quilt all of the same block, or you can use all of, oh my gosh, these. And I think the fun thing, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it came also with some yummy spring type recipes as well. I know I did cookies with Christmas at Granny's. So this was just so cute. Look how cute this is. So if you're looking for a fun spring project to start after the holidays, this one is a fun one. I just had to show you. I want to go in here and look, let's see, at some questions and comments really quick. So thank you guys so much for all of your prayers and wishing me a successful surgery. Let's see. The retreat sounds amazing. Yes, you guys know I'm going to create something amazing for you. Like, there's no question, right? It will be amazing. And for me, because it'll also be for me. Let's see. Mono, I can't even imagine how great your retreat would be if your BOM experience is even an example of the other. Yes. So also that's another thing too, is like, if I had a retreat space, we could do like a kickoff for the block of the month and everything there too. So that could be fun. Sean says, go to Primitive Gatherings retreat to experience. Yes, I am actually going to be going to Primitive Gatherings. So I'm really excited. I just have to get that on the books. More of like meeting with Lisa and looking, not necessarily as a retreater yet. Let's see. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You're loving the quilts. And then let's see. Yes, Kim, it is so pretty. I do love Tilda's fabrics. I got to see her booth at Market. It was so beautiful. She has a new collection called Something Blue, and I can't remember the other one. Let's see. I know, Karen, isn't it fun to see it all quilted? I completely forgot about them. And I was like, don't I have like 2 quilts out there somewhere? And then I texted Gina. I was like, hey, do you still have those quilts? Because I was like, if I don't know where they're at. And so, because I was packing and trying to take accountability or account of all the quilts. And I almost packed all my block of the month quilts away. And I'm glad I didn't. Today I was like, oh yeah, we are going live. I'm going to need my quilt. And I'm like, I told my husband, I'm like, did I pack that in the storage unit? Oh no. And I didn't. I put it downstairs in our closet. So that was good. But that is all I have for today. I just want to thank you guys so much for joining these lives. They're so fun. I love talking about the block of the month and all the little things we have going on. It is so fun. So thank you guys so much for being here. And also thank you guys so much for all your prayers and your continued support and your understanding. So many of you are like, Heather, we don't care like if you don't have it all done. We just want to like see you and hang out with you and talk to you. And that makes me feel so good because I come here and I'm like, none of my stuff is done. The tutorials aren't done. I'm like, I'm a failure. They don't want to see me. And I know that's not the case. But you know how we all get in our own head and we just think about all the things, anyways. So thank you guys so much. And I just can't thank you enough. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off because guess what I get to do? I get to go label and put labels on all the goodie boxes or the Quilty boxes so that they can ship out soon to you. So I'm going to go do that. But thank you guys so much for being here. If you just hopped on or you want to catch something else, you can watch the replay. It'll be up soon. And thank you so much again for all of your comments tonight. I enjoyed getting to chat with you, Kristen. Yes, so much going on. So I'm not just sitting around and like, oh, I just don't feel like it today. No, I'm really working a million miles per second. So awesome. Well, I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much. And I will see you on social media. Bye, guys.